Why did small caps outperform?
It's funny. This week has been relatively quiet. We've had some big numbers to the downside in the Dow, but the other markets, the broader markets, the S&P, the Nasdaq, and the Russell have all been stronger. It's an interesting. I don't know why necessarily small caps outperformed, but I think maybe they've lagged a little bit. Today we saw, the Dow is up fractionally, and the Nasdaq has rolled over to the downside. So it's all these little micro moves that are taking place, and these portfolio managers are adjusting their portfolio slightly, and that's why you're seeing some of these sectors outperform in the short term.
Looks like we're going to challenge the highs in the S&P. Any reason to believe that this is a corrective rally?
You know what? It's going to be interesting. I think we're past the Fed, right? They've pretty much indicated that they're going to be dovish going forward. Although they did put the hedge in that we could raise rates again. Great, thanks. A lot of help. But going forward, in the short term, we have banks starting tomorrow, right? Financials have lagged for so long here. If we can get maybe 10-year to hold here, maybe the financials can get a bit of a boost here after the earnings, and that would provide a next leg up, and maybe we can take out the new highs with a new leadership group.
I'm really excited to see how the financials perform. In the past quarters, they have been the most anticipated earnings. Is that still the case?
Yeah, Alcoa used to start the ball rolling, but I think it's the financials now, and they are going to be right in the crosshairs for investors. They're going to be focused on these because they're looking for them to perform fairly well. And this is in an environment where maybe we saw some volatility, maybe we've seen some less volume in the market. So how are they making their money? And if they can say that we're doing it on a decent fashion, and the second quarter looks good, and the second half of the year looks good, they could be see some bids come into the market.
Do you have an opinion on the Uber Lyft situation, Matt?
What's interesting is, again, it's pricing. We have two IPOs down here that were priced very well. Both were very small floats. That's a huge difference from what we saw from Lyft and, the price points also. So as you start to get comps and comparables with Uber and Lyft, Uber is more diverse than Lyft, at least on paper. So that's why you saw maybe when Uber downgraded their price valuation, you saw Lyft really take a hit, and it priced just about $60 yesterday, and that was kind of alarming for people who were buying it in the 80s. So do I have an opinion on either? I really don't right now. I think there's just so much hype that's built into both of these. You definitely want to see how they open, but with a lower valuation level, that's obviously probably going to help demand.
And now they're threatening to sue, I think it was JP Morgan, for a massive short situation.
Well, it was Morgan Stanley. I don't mean to correct you, but it'd be interesting on that because, it's an opinion, right? And that's what shorts are, right? They're an integral part of the marketplace in times like this when you need contra-side liquidity, right? That's a short seller that's in there. He's taking a shot saying he's not a believer. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out in the legal system.
What were the two IPOs you were referring to that were perfectly priced down here, Matt?
Well, one is their PagerDuty, which hasn't even opened yet, but it was priced at 24, up from 17, and it's indicated 37.39. Looking at the higher end of that, so but only $9 million in the float. So again, it's a smaller valuation, but there's just a tremendous amount of demand out there. There's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines that's looking for new investments, and these are the kind of companies, at least in the short term, that investors want to get involved with.
Matt, thank you so much for bringing us back into the marketscape. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week, and look forward to those bank earnings.
All right, let's get some sleep and let's get started.